Call this February 25th, 2026 Fire Station Building Committee meeting to order. For the record, John Rapper represents Financial Planning Committee, and he won't be voting, but he gives his input. The meeting's going to be held in person. Everyone's here, but we will have Zoom also. So the deputy chief will be coming in on Zoom. Okay. Did you find him? Satori. Deputy's not out there yet?
Well, it says there's 3 participants.
Okay.
And we're one of them, so.
All right, well, we'll go ahead.
Okay.
First, we have the approval of the meeting minutes of December 18th, 2025. You might, in front of you, you have the minutes as they were amended today. Do I hear a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that the committee approve the December 18, 2025 meeting minutes with amendments.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
I'm happy to answer any questions about the amendments or.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. On January 28th, 2026 meeting, which we didn't have, but we opened it to close it because we didn't have a quorum. Do I hear approval of the amended meeting minutes for January 28th, 2026?
I can make a motion to accept the minutes as presented,
Okay,
as I
and
was there.
I could make a motion to second them, I guess, even though normally the chair doesn't do that, but, and everybody else will be abstaining. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Okay. We have the construction update.
Yeah, so we didn't get to give much of an update last month, but unfortunately, we didn't have a whole lot of activity last month to report to you with the weather, the holidays. This afternoon, we had a walkthrough with the building committee. Excuse me. So thank you for those of you that could attend. Hopefully, it was helpful to see where progress stands. Foundations are done. The bond beam, we call it the bond beam, that's the concrete wall over the top of the apparatus bay doors, front and back, is complete, poured, and we have some steel columns up, and roof framing has begun to be installed on the apparatus bay side. So next would be the administration side of the building. As you're looking at the building, it would be the right side of the stair tower. That steel is due in the next week or so. They're going to kind of continue along the back side of the building, wrapping around the west elevation, coming back around the front as far as steel erection goes along the building. Wall framing at the administration side will start. Sounds like that's probably about 10 days away. But so far it's been a lot of snow and ice maintenance. The mock-up wall is complete. The roof on the mock-up is framed. We are awaiting to iron out some of the submittals and material delivery for the roof on the mock-up. It's a steel roof that is held up a little bit by the weather. They anticipated getting that done in the last few days, and they were not able to get to that before today's walkthrough, so I apologize. But that is scheduled to hit the ground tomorrow, if not Friday.
Okay, any questions? Today was very helpful.
I'm glad you got to see the building is, it's up.
So some of the things we discussed on site today, we really did want to see the color of the green roof and the color of the green windows, so we could evaluate that. We did approve a mortar color with some clarification from Tim Collins, correct? Mm-hmm. And the other thing was we wanted to make sure that they're very careful doing the soldier course detailing on the walls, the brickwork, because of the fact that they're stacked and all the joints in the brick need to line up correctly. So I thought it was a great site visit. Good to walk around.
Very impressive. So, anyone else?
Thanks. Also appreciate everyone's time in helping facilitate that. I think I heard the representative mention that I think he said end of March, when they might start work on the retaining wall section, depending on weather. I think he said, because obviously snow and ice causes problems with that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think that is their hope, is to get going by the end of March on that wall. The installation of the retaining wall is pending quite a few other activities. I think Tim on site today mentioned the detention basins. Those would need to be installed, buried, and then the walls on top of that. So there's quite a few things that have to happen site-wise in order for any of the block to be installed. HV Collins is putting together a coordinated plan that includes the entire site. It'll have the drainage, the well field, the retaining wall, all sort of mapped out and can be followed. That coordination plan has not been received yet. We anticipate it in the next couple of days, but that will help dictate those scheduled activities.
Got it.
But it is kind of a revolving door. If all goes well, I think the end of March that you might see some block on site.
Understood. And when you say the detention basin, sorry, that's where it'll capture water, for example, running off the hill or however it gets down there
In the roof
at
drainage.
the base of and the roof drainage.
Yeah,
Thanks.
before it discharges across Route 20.
Or gets absorbed down, maybe. I can't remember. Some of it gets absorbed in.
No,
I
it's
can't
all
remember.
holding,
Okay.
detention basin holding tanks.
I think there's a little bit that gets absorbed, but most of it
Yeah.
needs to be removed from the site.
Okay, so but at any rate, that needs to be done before the walls can go on top of it.
Right.
I think he also mentioned that at least 6 of the locations for the wells were identified, and we may see a well digger out there in the next couple of
Yeah.
days.
We have, let's see. We anticipate the apparatus bay steel to be complete by 3/13. Administration side of the building steel will start on March 16th. The geothermal well drilling will mobilize on I got February 28th, but I think that's.
I think he
like-
said soon.
Yeah. That was a duration of, I think, 2 weeks, the drilling.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else on the construction? Okay, on to schedule update.
Schedule update is that steel will be ongoing. We will see the geothermal mobilize in the next couple of weeks. A lot of that has to do with the weather. Let's hope and pray that we don't get a lot more snow, or maybe some small squalls like we had this morning will be fine. But as long as we can maintain the site in snow removal, I can't see any holdups in a lot of the site work and the well drilling. But they need to obviously stay out of each other's way. So as long as we don't bottleneck up in that west side of the site, I think we will be fine with continuing on steel at the apparatus bay, well drilling on the west end of the elevation, and preparing the front apron for traffic, construction traffic.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, financial update.
There are a couple of items that we wanted to bring to the attention of the building committee. One of which, because I don't know the process in which you all see payments, but on February 18th, we did recommend payment for pay requisition number 9. That was issued to the town manager and town finance director. So just so you are aware, once HKT does their review process, we do our review process. It goes back for revisions. The pencil requisition goes back for revisions. We then send it into the town recommending payment, and the latest payment was on February 18th. We have recently received HKT services to provide their services for the furniture, fixtures, and equipment piece of the project. I hope you remember, but we did remove that piece of their services right before bidding to help offset the cost to finish the bidding process. in the construction documents process. We now have to put that back into the project, or at least reconsider that. HKT submitted that to us last week, I think it was, so we have that. We've to review it. It was budgeted, but it does have
Yeah,
to go
it's-
back into the project.
It's the same number it was when it was originally in the project, but if you recall, as Todd mentioned, there were some things that we needed to do before town meeting, and so design activities that could wait till after town meeting, we took a credit for those, and now we're just looking to put it back in. So I think the value was 30,000.
30,450.
450.
Any questions?
Just, are you asking for a vote on that today, or can we do that possibly next meeting? Me personally, if you could put it on paper, that would make
Yeah,
That's
it
not
really
something we
more
vote
helpful
on.
for me.
yeah, we'll bring it next month for you to vote on. Does that work for you?
Sure.
I just wanted to bring it to your attention, so it's not a surprise when we do bring it to you.
Appreciate that.
Can I just ask a question? What are you expecting to see on paper?
What it is, what the scope is. I heard furnitures, features, and equipment. I'd like to understand where it's coming from, which I assume contingency. I understand you said it's the same amount it was earlier, and so, et cetera. I'm just wanting to know how much is it, what's it for, where's the money coming from, and how it all fits in.
Yeah, it's essentially for the design, selecting the appropriate items, going through and go the procurement process, which we'll be working with the design team on as well. Hopefully, we can get a lot of it off of state contracts, but if we do need to put out a small bid package, we can do that as well. But that's essentially what, Amy, if there's something, another component that I'm missing.
No, I mean, as part of our programming process early on, we talked about what's going to happen in each room, and we laid out some basic furniture, but this is the process of helping the town go and buy that furniture, helping them visit showrooms, look at it, see that it's what they want, helping them pick fabrics and paint colors and all of that. And then the furniture would be procured, and we would go and, once it's installed, take a look at it, make sure everything's there, make sure it's in good condition.
This isn't for the furniture itself.
No, it's for our services related to helping you procure the furniture.
So does that encompass the items listed under furniture, fixtures, and equipment? Is it a design fee for
No,
all those, or
This is a
just?
design fee that comes out of the architect's line item. What you see in the furniture, fixtures, and equipment line item is purely the cost of the equipment and furniture.
But the design fee is to select these items.
Correct.
So that's $905,000 worth of equipment, furniture, that you are going to help the staff or this board, this committee to
Yeah,
choose? Who do you work with, the fire department?
Yep, that's what we would do. We would work with the fire department. Typically, what we do is, as Tim said, is we work with a furniture vendor that's on the state contract list. Those have all been competitively sourced. And so then we can look at items that are available there, desks, beds, file cabinets, chairs, everything they need. During the design, we worked with the department to look at other equipment that they have, things like the SCBA system, compressors, towel dryers, things that they either have or that they need to procure. We do have a list that we used during design to figure out what kind of infrastructure we needed in the building and to coordinate that with our engineers. A lot of that is either owner existing that they're moving over, or the contractor needs to move over. And so we can help them identify that. A lot of that's much more specific and probably things that they would procure through vendor relationships that they already have, but we can help them with that too.
These are not interior design.
These
It's
are-
already been designed, it's already in the contract.
Yep.
But again, normally, these services are contracted at the beginning of your design process, and it's just part of your contract from day one.
Right, and they were part of the contract originally, as Tim said. We had it in our contract, and then we took it out so that that money could be used for other things.
Okay. Anyone else? All right.
There's one more item that I wanted to bring to your attention. We're not ready to present it as a formal PCO or proposed change order yet, but it is worth discussing today. We have the changes in the drainage plan that involve crossing Route 20, the work on Route 20, the sidewalks on Route 20, the curbs, et cetera. I think I may have brought this up at the last time we met, maybe 2 meetings ago when we met, that the Mass DOT issued some requirements as part of their permit when they approved it. Since then, we've had the contractor go back and revise their price to perform that work. It now includes work at night. It includes maintaining the sidewalks on both sides of the streets at all times unless they're working on them. And so we now have that number issued to us. It is under review. PAR's engineers have taken a stab at it. They've come back with some comments. We have not come back with all of our comments yet. And I have also asked Scott Charpentier to take a look at this PCO too. But it is a large number. I wanted you to be aware of it ahead of time. It is covered as of now in our plan, but not contracted in contingency. But it is in the neighborhood of $940,000 for that work.
And part of that scope was just a placeholder that the contractor put in for redoing the sidewalk. So, a pretty big chunk is just a placeholder. And so we really are trying to get that information from them. I don't know why we haven't gotten that number yet, but we'd much prefer to have a completed number and go through it and see where we really end up and bring it to you at that point. The other thing we're just considering is it's a big change, and the time that it takes to go through and negotiate or work through that number, we may look to the committee to give us approval to give them a construction change directive, which would be something that you get the work started, you agree that you haven't finalized the value of it, but the scope is defined, have them can get started on the work, and then you can negotiate the price. So it's just an option to move forward if it becomes a schedule issue.
Anyone? Okay. Public comment. I don't see any hands up over there. Okay. Any other business come before the board? Okay.
We have that extra, the next meeting.
Yep. Establish the future meeting date, March 25th, 2026. Is that okay? Okay.
Madam Chair, I'll probably be remote for that one, just that whole week,
You won't be
not in
here?
the state, so.
Okay. All right. And adjournment. Motion to adjourn?
Yeah, 325.
So moved?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Thanks.
6:20 PM.
Pretty good, huh?
Record.